Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to another Flex's View here on United View. And breaking news, according to TalkSport, according to Alex Crook, Kobbie Mainoo could look to leave Man United in the last week of the transfer window if a suitable offer comes in. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good for Kobbie Mainoo. It's not. Unused sub in the first two games, and there's two ways of looking at it. Some people are like, it's fine, he's young, this, that, and the other. But for me, it's a big problem when you're seeing somebody with the skill and talent and the potential ceiling of Kobbie Mainoo just being an unused sub when we need goals, being an unused sub to the captain of Bruno Fernandes, as the manager's told us that he is now competing for a spot with Bruno. And you've taken Bruno out of his best position in the tens and put him in central midfield, and now Kobbie Mainoo can't get a look in. If you're being honest, Bruno Fernandes is going to play every single game, so Kobbie Mainoo at this stage may as well pack his bags. This manager doesn't rate him. This manager doesn't see Kobbie Mainoo fitting into this system. This manager doesn't trust Kobbie Mainoo in central midfield in his system. But guess what? If you're going to make that type of call, fine. You're the manager, you live and die by your decisions. But if you're going to make that type of call, you better win football matches. Do you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean that Kobbie is the best thing since sliced bread. It's not about Kobbie needs to play every game and start every game. I think if you're smart enough to look at this properly, you can look at this from the whole of the situation. This isn't just two games. It's not just two games. It's telling in the first two games that you're choosing to put Mason Mount back into the midfield positions over Kobbie Mainoo. Then you bring on Ugarte over him again. Against Arsenal, the game was in the balance. We're still playing pretty well. You chose Ugarte. He came on and stunk the joint out as well. So again, an unused sub. And you need goals, and then there's centre-backs coming on up front and this, that, and the other, and you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs. When you know you can play. We know you can play. He's got a lot to learn, Kobbie Mainoo. He's very, very young. But at the same time, the warning signs are there. Back to last season, what was the manager saying? That he needs to increase the tempo. He's not really, for me, basically, paraphrasing, in the central midfield area. Kobbie prefers to play further forward. Kobbie prefers to play with the ball at his feet. Kobbie prefers to play in these tens. And we got a small glimpse of it last year. A small glimpse of it last year. And then since then, a combination of injuries and lack of faith from the manager has stopped him playing there. But for the manager to come out and say he's now competing for a spot with Bruno Fernandes, to me, that's the biggest red flag for Kobbie Mainoo. It's the biggest red flag. Because here's how I think this is going to play out. Kobbie Mainoo is not going to play enough this year to get into Thomas Tuchel's plans. You look at the next international break coming up. He hasn't played a minute of Premier League football. He'd probably start against Grimsby maybe, and if he doesn't, then he really may as well pack his bags. Is he going to start against Burnley at home? Probably not. So going into the international break, he ain't going to get selected for that. So you're looking at all of the qualifiers up to the World Cup. He ain't going to even get in them to even get a spot in Thomas Tuchel's side. He's going to get to the end of the season. He's going to look at his minutes and say, man, I've been playing one game a week as well. So it's not like there's a game every 3 or 4 days for him to play in. So if you're not playing now, the chances are you ain't going to get in. And he'll just look at it and say, well, what my future lies elsewhere. And don't be surprised if he goes to Chelsea and plays in a system that actually suits him because the manager knows what he's doing and plays in a 3-man midfield with bloody Caicedo and Enzo or some shit like that, or goes to Arsenal, you know what I'm saying, or not City, and not Liverpool, or goes to Spurs. Do you know what I mean? Don't be surprised. Goes to Bayern. Don't be surprised. Because guess what? It'll be another one bites the dust. There'll be people queuing up to take Kobbie Mainoo. And I am not even doing that Kobbie Mainoo is the best thing since sliced bread. Like, make the whole team around him now and this, that and the other. I get that he's young and it shouldn't just be about one player. But to me, whilst we're having the type of performances that we're having, it's showing that it ain't working. You know, and on top of that, Kobbie's also seeing that Man United are trying to go and get Baleba or trying to get, it's very well documented that we need a number 6. I can see Kobbie's flaws. I can see the things he needs to work on. I'm no stranger to that. You know what I mean? Kobbie Mainoo, is he the most mobile? No, he's not. He's not the most mobile. He doesn't get around the pitch like a blue-ass fly. That's not what he is. But what he is an incredibly gifted footballer. And if you're a good manager, you find ways to get these type of players playing. Not have people like Ugarte playing ahead of him, who can't pass wind. Not having people like flipping old school Casemiro still in there. Not having Mason Mount dropping out the 10 into central midfield. Not having one of your other best 10s in Bruno Fernandes dropping in there. Basically everyone. Basically, Kobe is at the bottom of the pile of central midfielders in the eyes of this manager. And how can that be? How can that be when you see how gifted this guy is, this kid is? How can that be? Your system is flawed then, because it's not like the other central midfielders you're picking are doing any better. Your system is flawed, bro. Thomas Frank would get a tune out of Kobe Mainoo. I dare say that Pep Guardiola would get a tune out of Kobe. Oliver Glasner would get a tune out of Kobe Mainoo. He's got Will Hughes playing next to Adam Wharton. Fact, in the same system. So this is all pointing to the manager. I have to be real, man. Like, Kobe Mainoo should be the bright spark of Man United. He should encapsulate everything that Man United is about. You know, taking the ball, being exciting. He scored goals. He can get assists. He can manipulate the ball. That's what you want coming out of the academy. That's what you want. Not his pathway being blocked by subpar players, by players who don't even play in a position that he's fighting for. Look at Arsenal with Max Dowman and Ethan Nwaneri still finding a way to give these guys the minutes. Chelsea with their young players. Look at Esteval now. Do you know what I mean? Another one. What they're doing. You know? They're finding a way to give these young players, well, they're building their whole team around that, to be fair. You know? And what are we doing? Ruining Kobe's confidence and basically making it a thing that if the right offer comes in, potentially according to TalkSport and Alex Crook, that, you know, he could leave. Now listen, for what it's worth, I don't think that will happen. I don't think he's going to leave Man United in the last week. But guess what? I can see why this is a thing. Unused sub in 2 games. No minutes. Needing goals, and you're seeing Ugarte come on over you. You're seeing Mason Mount play there instead of you. You're seeing Bruno have a stinker and not get subbed to even give you a look in. Now, yes, there's 2 sides to it. He's got to be doing it in training. He's got to be doing what he needs to be doing. But the manager said it. Him saying that Kobe Mainoo has to flip in. He has to flip in, do what compete with Bruno in that spot. That's it. It's never going to work. The manager just told us, not going to drop Bruno. Not even going to sub Bruno if he plays bad. And Bruno shouldn't even be playing there. In the words of Paul Merson, like I always say, which I think I made up. I don't even know if Paul Merson even said it. I worry for him, Jeff. I do. I hope I'm proved wrong on this. But it looks to me, I can see how this goes. And Bruno as well. Probably be his last year here as well. You know? Because if you're going to turn down 100 million only to put Bruno in a position he shouldn't be playing in and make the team even more unbalanced than it was, and now you got more games than points, what are you doing? Recipe for disaster, only going to end in tears, in my opinion. Hope I'm wrong, but that's how I see it. Smash a like on the video, people. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let me know what you think about this Kobe Mainoo situation. Could you see this happening? Is it right, or is there too much being done? He's young, he's 20 years of age. Do we need to remember that and just let him grow and let him learn and go through this tough period earlier on in the season, and in his career, sorry? Or is Amrim playing this completely wrong and he doesn't have a clue? Let me know, man. I'm out of here. Peace.